I would hasten to bet that most people do not realize that this film is adapted from a comic book.
Yes. The screenwriter actually wrote the comic book, Greg Rucka.
Right, Greg Rucka, one of the great.
I was about to say the great Greg Rucka.
Yes, huge fan of Greg
absolutely.
Rucka as a comic book writer and now as a movie writer. And it got me thinking about how many, people, when they think about comic book movies, they needed to go to DC or Marvel.
Absolutely.
Maybe something that's got superhero, some of the children's films, kind of like maybe started at the comic book and stuff. But there have been so many other, low key comic book adapted movies. And I just wanted to run through a quick 10 of them.
Okay.
10 of them. Not in any countdown. This is really just
you just jotting them down.
Yes, and then my notes just have them in alphabetical order.
Okay,
that's all.
What we got?
All right. So starting with from 2013, Two Guns.
Yeah,
the film that starred Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg as like basically this big buddy cop film, which actually I've seen, and I was. It's not a great movie. But it may be one of my favorite Mark Wahlberg movies because he gets along. Him and Denzel got great chemistry in this movie.
I have not seen it.
You haven't seen it? I honestly think you would like this movie.
I mean, look, everything you just said about it.
It's because it's another movie of that very short list of movies where you can see Denzel Washington just having a great time. Just having fun, playing a little bit against type. He's got an afro in this joint. He's walking around in Hawaiian shirts, but he's a gun-toting dude.
Yeah.
It's really a cool film. I really think you would like that film. And adapted, like I said, adapted from a comic book by Stephen Grant and Mateus Santaluco that was published in 2007 by Boom Studios. Are you familiar with the comic book?
I am familiar. I like Stephen Grant.
Yeah.
I like Stephen Grant. So
another one.
Okay.
Moving along from 2007. This was adapted from a a comic book by Stephen Niles from IDW Publishing. 30 Days of Night.
30 Days of Night.
Which is a horror film that focuses on an Alaskan town beset by vampires as it enters into the 30-day-long polar night, which is a great idea for a vampire movie.
It is I was very frustrated because I didn't think the movie was that good.
The movie is not that good.
Right.
I saw the movie before I read the comic book.
Oh, so you weren't disappointed.
I wasn't disappointed.
But then you read the comic.
I read the comic.
And you were like,
ooh.
Yeah.
This is. And now, I read the comic, enjoyed the comic, immediately gave the comic book away because I don't like horror comics.
Right.
And this movie, and this comic book is like.
Yeah. Oh, it's straight horror.
Yeah, it got to me a little bit.
And they milked it way too long. It was like 9 spin-offs and sequel of the comic book.
Oh, yeah.
But that first 30 Days of Night is absolutely fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And the movie, you're right. It's not a great movie, but I think it's a dumb Saturday movie.
Yeah.
Saturday, like, throw some popcorn on.
Look, man, you know my vampire movie thing. Like, you got to come hard with a vampire movie because there's so many great vampire movies.
We got another one coming out next month. Oh, no, later this month. Sinners.
Yeah.
With Jordan, Michael P. Jordan.
Yeah.
All right. We also have from 2004, and this is a movie that I'm pretty sure people don't know was adapted from a comic book, inspired by a comic, maybe more precise. AVP, or better known as Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
Which is based on a 1989 comic book by Randy Stradley and Chris Warner. A lot of people probably figured this just came up because of mashing up the two movie properties. But no, it first happened in the comic books.
We're going to be talking about that a lot in a few weeks when we do Predator 2.
We will.
Because all of that comes from Predator 2.
Yep.
But yeah.
Next, we have from 2020. This is a film, to hear Netflix tell it, the number one or one of their top grossing or biggest hits ever, Extraction from 2020 that stars Chris Hemsworth. This was also adapted from a graphic novel called Sayadad by Andy Parks. The graphic novel came out in 2014 and was quickly adapted by the Russo brothers because they said this will make a great movie, and thus it became a great movie. Netflix says that over 99 million viewers watched this film within the first 4 weeks.
I'm actually not familiar with this.
You're not familiar?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it good?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
You talking about the movie or the graphic novel?
I've never read the graphic novel.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right, because I've done neither one.
The movie it's kind of fun.
Okay.
It's almost got like a bit of a video game vibe to it, even though it's happening in quote unquote real world. As he's like this, like he's not like an agent, but he's like a soldier of fortune, I guess, type of guy. But it's fun. It's one of Chris Hemsworth's best properties, I'll say. Here from 2001. This is definitely another horror film that I know you're will appreciate, based on the graphic novel of the same name by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell about the Jack the Ripper murders.
Yep.
We have Johnny Depp and Heather Graham in the Hughes brothers From Hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know that was based on the comic book.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of the film?
I think the film did as well as you could have. Like, I actually think you can't really adapt it.
The book,
like
the book is like
it's a brick of a book.
It's a brick, man.
It's a brick of a book.
And I didn't think it was that good.
You didn't like the art.
No,
like I already know what your deal was with From Hell. Like you don't. That's Eddie Campbell.
Yeah.
I'm
not a big
Eddie
Campbell guy.
Eddie Campbell is not your jam.
Yeah.
But I've thought about it for the show because it is the Hughes brothers. Oh yeah. See. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Next, we have from 2024 a drama produced and directed by Robert Zemeckis, based on a 2014 graphic novel by Richard McGuire called Here.
I'm not familiar with this.
I am familiar with this only because I heard an interview with Robert Zemeckis when he was on the road promoting this film. The film is told in a non-linear fashion. It covers the events of a single plot of land and its inhabitants, spanning from the distant past into the 21st century.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for this. I didn't know that was a graphic novel.
Starred Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Paul Bettany, and Kelly Riley.
Oh, okay, good cast.
A good cast.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a flop. And it had negative reviews, but based on a graphic novel.
Okay.
We also have from 2005, we have David Cronenberg adapting the 1997 graphic novel by John Wagner and Vince Locke that starred Viggo Mortensen, Maria Bello, Ed Harris, and William Hurt.
Something of violence.
A history of
violence. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, history of violence. Oh,
that's a good.
It's a good graphic novel too.
A diner owner becomes a local hero after he foils an attempted robbery, but has to face his past enemies to protect his family.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
That is fun, man. That is fun. That's a sexy film too. Next, we have another recent film from 2023 that stars Michael Fassbender as an assassin who embarks on an international vendetta after a hit goes wrong in David Fincher's The Killer.
Yeah.
Based on the French graphic novel, The Killer, written by Alexis Nolan and illustrated by Luc Jacquemont.
Yeah. It's a great graphic novel.
You have this graphic novel?
Oh, yeah.
I was not aware of this.
But you like Black Sad.
I love Black Sad.
If you like Black Sad, you'll love this. Like, you should get this.
Is the killer a cat in the...
The killer is not a cat.
Is it a dog?
No, but
it's a giraffe.
But it's cool. It's got that French cool to it.
Okay.
Like, it's real cool.
Then what about the art?
it's not that sort of.
It's not Black Sad.
It's not that neo-realism of Black Sad, but you'd like the art.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look it up. Next, we have probably easily one of my 3 favorite comic book adaptations of all.
Okay.
Of all of them.
Howard the Duck.
No.
Okay.
2002's Sam Mendes' Road to Perdition.
Yeah.
Starring Tom Hanks, Paul Newman, Jude Law, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Stanley Tucci, and Daniel Craig. Set in 1931 during the Great Depression, follows a mob enforcer and his son as they seek vengeance against the mobster who murdered the rest of their family.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
It's a great movie.
It's probably a great movie. It may be my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
I think that's a good choice.
I absolutely. And it is one of the rare movies, and we'll talk about this later on, that I think is better than the source material.
I absolutely think it's better than the source material.
Absolutely.
I think the graphic novel is very underwhelming, much like you with 30 Days of Night. I read the graphic novel after seeing the movie, thinking that I was going to have a 30 Days of Night experience. And I did not.
No, it's not. Yeah. The graphic novel written by Max Allan Collins and art by Richard Rainier. Yeah. That doesn't work. Doesn't work. And last, we have from 2009, a crime thriller, another Greg Rucka comic book, directed by Dominic Sena and starring Kate Beckinsale. Whiteout.
Yeah, the graphic novel is better than the movie.
The graphic novel is 10,000 times better.
Yeah,
than the movie.
Whiteout is what put Greg Rucka on my radar.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think that was what it is, but I got it. I think there's a sequel to it. I think I have that too.
There's been at least one sequel. Yeah,
I got Whiteout.
But Whiteout, and tell them about Whiteout. Like you're talking about a concept.
Oh my God. The film's set in Antarctica where U.S. Deputy Marshal Carrie Stetko is planning to leave in a few days, but after finding a dead body, she is attacked by a mass killer who is trying to get a hold of the cargo in an old Soviet plane that crash landed in the ice during the Cold War.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about espionage, you want to talk about action, you want to talk about like really using the locale. To like it's easy to say, set a thriller where it's someplace dark.
Right.
But where it is literally white all over and it still be so creepy and mysterious. And that's in the comic book?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Whiteout is fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Love Whiteout.
Yeah.
A shame the movie is not good. I've seen the movie. It's okay. It's just okay.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
there you go.
All right.
I bet you probably half of them you didn't even know were comic books.
Yes.
So now you finished.
Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
The other half is red and blue lasers.